Hey everyone, welcome back to That's Debatable Daily. My name is Leaveso, and today I'm joined with Landon Newton, who is one of my oldest and greatest friends, and he's here to help me discuss, just the questions that press on us as a society, as a culture, as a people. Just the big questions like, for example, Landon, would you rather, as far as villain superpowers go, choose to be able to freeze time for 15 seconds, but everyone knows you did? Or you can shapeshift into anyone as long as it's someone who mildly dislikes you? Which villain power are you taking, man? Which one?
And it has to be, this is villain power, not just powers, but if I am going to be an evil person.
They are villain superpowers. I'm going to say use them however you want.
Okay.
Which is kind of what a villain does, right?
Yeah.
For their own purposes. They use their superpowers for their own purposes.
Right.
It's kind of the definition of a villain. Whereas a superhero I'd define as someone who helps their powers to help other people.
First thought, my first initial impressions about either of them. One is everyone knows I stopped time. I'm like, do I care?
Right. It's like, I still have $1 billion from that bank.
If I was, that's the thing is like.
Which we wouldn't, evil bank. We would rob an evil bank for evil money and use it for good.
Yeah. But the thought is like, I guess if you are trying to do something sneaky by stopping time, then obviously, yes, that's a problem. But also there are some things that are not that sneaky.
Right.
That are still useful to do. Like if I'm going to just like punch somebody, and I just want a clean shot,
you're gonna know. He's gonna know you froze time one way or another.
I don't care. I froze
in that
time.
situation.
But then the other on the other side is, wait, what?
The other one is you can shapeshift into the form of people who mildly dislike you.
So first of all, if they greatly dislike you, maybe your ability fades. So that's good. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
But also,
it's a good way to know who likes you and who doesn't.
It's like. It's probably not that difficult to make somebody mildly dislike you.
It's true. I was going to say there's probably not a lot of people out there that feel that way. Maybe it's either one or the other. But then I was like,
but you could
mildly
think about this:
cut someone off in traffic,
or become a politician who says dislike you. 3 rude things, and people go, I just kind of don't love that guy.
Or one rude thing.
Yeah, exactly. You just do one thing publicly, and
millions
you have
of people,
millions of options.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You would,
good point.
You wouldn't necessarily reliably know whether they did or didn't, but
yeah. And if you could shapeshift into anyone, you make a channel about that, and you're famous immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's like people are like, "Oh, well, this is fake," and it's like, "But look at all the crazy things upping the ante each time." You go onto a talk show and do it. People are just gonna have to deal with like the paradigm shift of that, but. Would it be better than being able to freeze time for 15 seconds, which you could also get famous for?
You know what? If you weren't to try to manipulate who dislikes you, I think you touched on this just a second ago for a second. Maybe you just want to know how your coworker really feels about you. And be like, okay, Chad, I'm going to just try this out. Let me see. Go stand in the mirror. And if you can turn into Chad, you go, I knew it.
But it doesn't mean he hates you.
It doesn't mean he hates you.
It just means he mildly dislikes you.
That's true. And you might be like, does my boss hate me? Oh, no. But they do mildly dislike
they might also hate you. Yeah. It might also just dislike you much more. I wish, maybe there's a way that you could tell. It kind of feels like there isn't.
Maybe the more they dislike you, the more a caricature of them you are. Like if they mildly dislike you, you look exactly like them. If they start to really dislike you, you start getting more and more exaggerated features.
I like that idea. I'm not going to let it influence my decision because it has nothing to do with what was written.
I just like the idea.
But I think probably that's how it should happen if anybody actually has a superpower in real life.
Okay, so what about
freezing time? What would you use it for? What are you using that for?
I mean,
I'm saving time on everything. Like 15 seconds isn't a long time unless I'm like late for a bus.
Yeah.
Or I want an extra little bit of time in the sauna or at the gym or
technically the question says everybody knows. So that's like if you tried to do it a couple times to get through some homework or something.
A good point.
Everybody, even if nobody's there, is this saying everybody
wait a second.
always
So
knows?
how does everybody automatically know you froze time?
I don't know. It would be a real weird thing.
Everybody knows.
It has to be everybody.
And the way it's written could be like, everybody, like everybody but that's not explicit. It says everyone.
You are taking the chance that it might mean
every
human on the planet knows you can stop time.
And
then they would be like, I need you to stop time for me.
Yes.
Everybody would flood to you and be like, stop time, stop time,
yeah,
stop time.
They would need stuff.
That's tricky.
Which you could get rich on.
That's true.
You get rich on that
or
stuff.
You could just get, it could go either way. You would be inundated.
It depends, Landon, on how many other superpowers you've picked up from our other podcasts that we've been talking about. because then the powers start to compound.
Because like if you just wanted to get through the traffic light, you wouldn't have to turn it green with a touch, like in the other episode.
Here's the thing:
just freeze time and go right through.
Both of these are things that. Oh, that's a good point.
And you only need 15 seconds. That's fine.
Good point. There's so many things you could do on the road that's just convenient. That wouldn't put anybody in danger. It'd actually make people safer.
Yeah.
But the shape-shifting one's so useful because if you could make the president of the United States mildly dislike you, you could go kidnap the president and replace them.
Yeah.
That's power. Not that we would do that, but that's something you could do.
You could. And you could easily like find like the most influential person you know, tick them off just a little bit, then become them and find the most influential person they know.
Work your way up. Wow.
You could get up that pretty fast.
Well, this is a villain power. We went villain with it real quick. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with shapeshift in that case.
Yeah.
Out of the two. The freeze time, I've always thought freezing time was cool, but also I can also just manage my time better and get 15 seconds back in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For only 15 seconds.
If it was 15 minutes, that's maybe different, but seconds, I think I'm going with the shape-shifting one.
Yeah, I would do shape-shifting too.
Cool.
And be a villain.
You guys, villains and heroes alike at home. Whatever you are, let us know what you think of this, why you would choose what you choose, and why other people are dumb for not choosing the same choice as you. Next time, we are going to be talking about soul-draining experiences. And we are going to talk about which is worse between unnecessary meetings and filing tax returns. See you guys then.